And we are live. Hello and welcome to the Faery Crossing Podcast.
Oh, today we're going to be talking about winter fae, right?
Winter Fae. We have a few topics in mind here. We're gonna, where do we start? Do you want to start with introductions? Like,
Sure, let's start with introductions. I'm okay with that.
okay, you want to introduce yourself first?
Hi, I'm Summer from Astaria Sen, and I work specifically with the fae in my spiritual practice and do tarot stuff, and that's pretty much all I do.
It's still a spiritual practice. It's
It
very,
is.
yes, very much
Yes.
so. And hi, you probably know me already. I'm Star the Wild Witch. Visually impaired magic has no limitations, and I do wild witchcraft and magical living. So, yeah.
We're quite the collaborators, aren't we?
Oh yeah, you know, my words aren't with me today. Like, sleep was not good, so.
Oh, I'm sorry about that. Let's see.
Good.
Hillary with Positive Energy with Crystal, she's here. She says yay. Witchy Best Friend is here and lurking. I think that's Jess.
I'm trying to I hit the comments tab and I don't even see the comments, which is
You don't even see the comments? Oof. I can see
it's
them.
that's so odd.
We're having technical difficulty with our comment section, apparently. So sorry, guys.
Yeah, and I don't know why.
Karina is here and says hello.
Hello, Karina. I wish I could
Don't worry about it. It'll be all right. I'm sure that they won't mind for one video until we figure it out for the
I
next one.
just don't know like what I did. I don't know. Um I'm just looking around really quickly.
Sure.
There goes my dogs.
Speaking of
Wow.
dogs, I have a new puppy. Well, she's like a year old.
Still puppy energy. It
She
counts.
does. She has puppy energy. She's like a 3-year-old on crack. Her name is Rosie. And oh my gosh. We're so used to having older dogs that are trained, right? So they don't get into stuff. They're housebroken. They listen when they're told things, and we're not used to retraining. So this dog has already been trained one way, so we have to readjust and train a new way. So it's been like a lot of 3-year-old puppy energy up in this house. So I'm a little tired too. I call her my little sprite because she steals things. Okay.
I love that so much. That's so cute.
Mm.
So, um, why do you think that the Fae are closer to us around this time?
Well, I don't know that there's so much closer necessarily. I
Hmm.
think that in a certain way we feel a settling of presence, if that makes sense.
Yeah, definitely.
It's not the same kind of presence I feel during the summer. When I'm working with Faye in the summer, it's very bright, it's very open, it's very big energy. And in the winter, it's closer to home energy, if that makes any sense. So it kind of feels closer because it's home energy for me.
Hmm.
But I don't know that they're necessarily closer in a general sense because I work with trooping fae too, and they're just wandering off all over the place. They ain't hanging out with me right now.
Right. But I feel like it's easier to notice them around
Yeah,
this time. You know what I
I could
mean?
see that.
Because we have turned more inward and like I feel like our senses are heightened,
Well,
you know?
especially after Samhain, right? And then you
Yes.
jump into the next holidays, and it's all like this liminal season.
Yes, exactly. I feel like the veil is still thin from Samhain, definitely.
Well, we're getting
Um,
ready for Yule, and Yule is what, the longest night of the year, shortest day.
mhm.
That's a whole thing too. So all of this energy is like pent up around us because we're waiting. We're waiting for it to turn into the new year. We're waiting for all of this stuff to happen. So it's like an in-between stage.
It's still liminal. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. I would agree with that. How do you and the audience feel about that? Do you notice the presence of Fae more in the wintertime? You know, how do you notice it? How do you like what kind of tips you off towards, like noticing more?
For me, I think it's because I'm more focused on my home because home fae is where a lot of my stuff is at. I'm more focused on my home because I'm in it more, less
Yeah,
outside, more
right,
inside. And
right.
so I'm more in tuned with what's going on inside my house and the fae that are messing and lurking around inside my house.
Yeah. So you you work with like outdoor fae as well, like your trooping fae and garden fae in a way, right?
Yes. Yes, I have garden fae as well. They are very much, hibernated or gone during the winter. I'm
Dormant.
not sure if it's
Yeah.
hibernated or gone, but their presence, like, I know like, you know that the energy was there for
Mhm.
them in the garden area, but it's not, like, active. My bells don't chime very much in the winter. Like, I don't know if you've
Mhm.
ever seen my bell video,
Mhm.
but on my like, it was a couple years ago I did it. There's, like, no wind, there's, like, nothing going on. I'm walking around outside, in the video, and I'm talking about the fae, and the minute I walk into my garden, my all my bells go off.
I love
But
that
they don't do that in the winter.
they're like we're here.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah, they don't do that in the
definitely
winter.
I would agree. I notice a dormancy, this time of year. I don't
Like a quiet, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Very much
Mhm.
so. It's
More settled energy there.
And I think, that's when I tend to notice more fae within the home. You know what I mean? Like I invite them in too, so that's on me.
So you invite them in, right? So are you talking about your garden fae that you invite inside, or is it a different kind of fae?
I do like it is open. If they want to come in for whatever reason from the cold, they are welcome. Sometimes I feel like a little bit of a presence here and there, but it's I notice the garden fae more outside, but my home is open for them to come in if they want to. But mainly when I do notice them is when I start my seeds.
Oh, yeah.
And that's when I notice them in the home because they're like, "Oh, dirt. Yes, we're growing things. We're doing things
Yep.
again."
Yeah, dirt. Hillary says, "This is the first year I've really worked with the fae, and I'm noticing them less, but Summer's explanation actually makes it make sense more because I don't live in what I consider an unsettled space."
That makes sense, Hillary.
Yeah,
And
unsettled space when I can understand that because if your space is chaotic, I could see that. Them
mhm,
not wanting to, like, come in for it and stuff like that. Because oftentimes in the lore and stuff like that, you hear about the Fae wanting it tidy, the Fae want you to upkeep, the Fae want you to do these things, and they expect these things out of you.
right.
So, when things are more chaos, I think there are Fae that enjoy that. Don't get me wrong. I think there are
Mhm,
mischievous Fae out there, up like a puka, a puck form, who very much enjoys that kind of energy. But I
I
also think
agree.
there's a lot of Fae that are just not in it for that kind of energy. So they move and do their things and then they come back later or whatever.
I agree. Um, I would not want a puka in my house. No, no.
No? Wanna like go into a little more detail there? Wait,
I
first,
don't
first.
want the
Do
mischief.
you think do you think Puka is a winter fae?
It can't. You know what? They can be in the home, right?
Right.
So, and for me personally, like I do associate the home with winter just because we're in it more. You know what I mean? But I don't want that mischief. No, I don't want mischief in my house. Like, no, no, thank you.
Here you
um,
are. You're the lady who's like, we're talking last time, about blood and stuff like that. And you're like, yeah, I'll be the F around and find out girl. And then
I'm
this time you're
cool
like,
with
no
that,
mischief. No
but
mischief in my house.
I don't want like a fire in my house or something.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like some
I
like
could see
dangerous
that.
fun mischief is fine. I'm cool. But if we're talking like mischief as in like, oh, your air fryer caught on fire,
Ugh. Yeah, no thanks. No thanks.
you
At that
know,
point, you need like a little kitchen witch to help keep it safe.
I just had 2 fire scares. Yeah, I don't want another
Oh,
one. My
jeez.
heated blanket my heated blanket, um, luckily the safety mechanism worked, but, like, I
Mhm.
felt like this pop at the bottom of my feet,
Oh my goodness.
and I'm like, "Oh, I don't like that," like, and then my air fryer, don't make steak in the air fryer.
Don't make steak in an air. Hi, Rochelle. Rochelle's here. She
Hey,
says, "Hi,
Rochelle.
ladies." Uh, Hillary says, "Yes, right now there are bulldozers everywhere, a bobcat, and 2 dump trucks on the property. I don't know what they're doing."
Oh my.
Sounds like stuff's happening.
Honestly, I feel like that kind of stuff can stir the fae up,
Mm,
like all that construction on a land, right? Um, I
I could
feel
see
like,
that.
yeah, and it could either have them like wanting to come in and like seek a little bit of quiet, or they could get upset about what's going on with the land. You know what I mean?
That's true too. Yep. It just really depends on what's going to be happening. We're drilling a well out here right now. The guy literally pulled the rig up today. And
Oh
I don't know if they're
wow.
actually going to start today or not, but they have the rig out here. And so when they start drilling, it might be an interactive thing that I'll have to talk to everybody about later if they decide they don't like it
Have
because I
you
have land fae.
have you let your fae know like, hey, this is happening?
Not specifically, but I don't usually do that either. Like, it's not something that is in agreement with us either. Usually, though, on the other hand, I'm not usually, drilling 500 feet.
Mhm.
So,
That
I
makes
mean, that
sense.
can make it, it can make a difference. It might not make a difference. I think it depends on how the Fae have already settled out here for the winter time. I think that's probably a lot of it. But we'll see what happens. I'm hopeful that
Yeah.
there's not gonna be a lot of mischief out here.
Well, I would consider letting them know, just saying, "Hey, this is happening. I want you
Yeah,
to be aware."
I might have to pour, like, a little thing out for them and be like, "So, why don't you come play with this instead?"
I would definitely consider talking to them. Just I would want to know what's going on with the land that I live on. You know what I mean?
I can see that, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So anytime we like make a renovation to the home or if something changes outside, I let them know. I don't
Yeah,
I
I
don't
never
like
even
to be
thought about it.
surprised. So like I try to give them the same courtesy. You know what I
And I'm
mean?
the opposite, I like surprises. Rochelle says, "Absolutely, I have heard of construction on a land stirring up the Fae, especially when it is tearing down forest, trees, and such like that." Yep,
Yes,
yep.
absolutely. Can kind of now, you know how people start going in the woods and chopping down Christmas trees?
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
I wonder how they feel about that,
I don't
honestly.
know. I could tell you right now, I do not have live Christmas trees.
I don't either.
I don't. I have a fake Christmas tree and I'm
Mhm.
okay with it. I know lots of people enjoy live Christmas trees and stuff like that, but I'm not that person.
Yeah. I don't like all the needles on the floor, getting in your socks and in your toes and
Mm,
having to
yeah,
vacuum every day.
right?
No
And see,
thanks.
the hard part about all of that is because, like, we run off wood out here. That's our heat source.
Yeah.
So we pay up on the mountain. There's a guy who gets trees from the mountain on his property or whatever, or he cuts down old stuff from other people's property. I'm not quite sure what all he does up there, but he does it for like a big community up there. Anyways, so we pay and we will get a big load of logs from him,
Mhm.
and they're all varying sizes, okay, all varying sizes. And he brings them down to us, and it costs us, like, the last load cost us $1,600, but we've used
Woo.
it. We're going on our second year using it. So it's cost effective to do it in a bulk, but we have to cut it all down ourselves. So I don't know that I don't ever feel any energy off of them that says bad stuff. So I don't think he's pulling trees that shouldn't be pulled. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
So there's like a give and take, I think, with all of that kind of stuff too.
Do you think that like the Fae could like guide people? Oh yeah, that tree looks good to cut down. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like so that they avoid the ones.
If they could inspire you to do things, why couldn't they inspire you to cut down the right ones?
Right.
Why not?
Right.
Rochelle says, yes, many places specifically grow trees for Christmas. See, I think if you have an agreement like that, where you're just specifically doing something like that, that could be a more friendly way to do it. And then replant those areas regularly, like tree farms. Yep. Yep. I
Yeah.
could see. That's kind of like one of those things that's like, it seems like it's an agreement, you know, with whatever you're working with, that those trees and stuff like that. There's an agreement like, yeah, this is going to happen, but we're going to do this and it'll just cycle.
Right. Right.
Hillary says you're also using that wood for your survival and not just a temporary decoration too. Yes, that is
Mhm.
true. That is true. But a lot of people with the Christmas tree, they didn't use it just for decoration. They used it to heat their hearth for part of the winter too. So, I mean, that's like one of the pagan traditions, like way back, I think. I
Right.
haven't looked into a lot of that, so don't quote me on everything. But everybody who's here with us pretty much knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah. I need to do more research into that myself because I don't know the like all the like etymology and all where all that started from. I don't know if etymology was the right word, but like the historical context. And
Yeah.
that's something I just know modern. Like, what we do in modern times. I haven't looked too much into like the historical context of that. But I do know that like a lot of it was protection, you know what I
Yes.
mean?
Yes, they
Um,
did. They used it as protection, yeah.
protection, blessings. I think it depends on the culture, you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah, the place, the where. The where, then you get the why.
Yes. I really wish I could do something about these comments. It's driving me nuts. It's in the back of
It's
my head all
alright,
the
it's
time.
alright.
I don't know what to do. I don't.
Rochelle says they never use live trees either. She says, "When we decorate, we have a fake tree."
I love that. And it's sustainable, right? Like
Right.
yes,
Right,
it's
exactly, yeah.
plastic, right? But
Right.
it lasts you year after year after like it lasts so long and it's better than chopping down a fresh tree every year. I mean, I have nothing wrong with that either. You know what I mean? Because you can then later chop that into firewood or again like Rochelle was saying, take it to a tree farm, um, let it grow, continue the life cycle. Sustainability is huge for me, but
You are more in from what our conversations have been, you have been more environmental friendly from what I can tell. That's kind of
right.
how you work. You work with the land, you work with all of that stuff. So it makes sense that you wouldn't really have a live tree. So I mean, I get it. And I think they're pretty. I
They
do.
are
I think they're gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous, but messy.
very, very.
Very messy.
Mhm.
I never even had a live tree growing up. Didn't happen. Didn't happen.
I've had them when I was little, and they were nice. I love that natural smell in the air. It's so nice. But those
See
pine
that?
needles, man, they
Yeah,
hurt.
I can see that. I can see.
And like if I did get a real tree, I would recycle, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
We would chop it up and we would use it in the fireplace. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
exactly. That'd be
Um,
perfect. It's all right. It's all
yes.
good.
Yeah. Just, everyone has their own thing and I'm not one to judge, however you want to do your thing, you do your thing, you know?
The one thing
um,
I don't do on my tree, flat out, tinsel. Oh my gosh. I tried
oh,
tinsel one time. I love sparkly stuff, okay? And I thought, "Oh my gosh, I'm gonna love tinsel on my tree." Does it look beautiful on my tree? Absolutely. But
mhm.
it is a horrendous mess to clean up, and I did it one time with my girls. I've never done it again since, not ever.
I can imagine. I can imagine.
Rochelle said she's had real trees, but she prefers fake because of the mess also. So, I
Yeah,
can see it. Can see
a
it.
lot easier.
So what about you? Like we're talking about fae in our areas kind of a little bit, right?
hmm
So is there any that you work specifically with during the winter?
So normally it's just land spirits of the winter, right? Or like my fae practice has been very dormant through the winters, just because the primary way I normally work with them is with the garden.
Mhm.
But last year, I started learning about a type of fae. It is the Tomte, which is Swedish for gnome, which is funny because, gnomes are what I work with in the garden.
Mhm.
And I've been putting, I've just been feeling very called to putting out water on the daily. And I'm actually keeping up
Oh,
with it, but it is gone. When I wake up, that water is gone. Now, could it be evaporation because the air is very, very dry? Yes, but not according to my divination. Like, I like to be skeptical, right? I like to have logic and try to find mundane reasons to why these things are happening.
right.
Um, so I did some divination. Let me grab my cards because I pulled cards. Um,
I love that you pulled cards.
yes, and I used a pendulum in in tandem with this. And like I asked the pendulum, like, is there a fae here in my home? I got a yes. Is it some type of household fae? I got a yes. I asked how many.
Oh,
One, no. Two, no. Three, there's three.
there's 3, okay.
And then I asked, is it the same type of fae? I didn't get a clear answer.
Hmm.
It, I got like just like a maybe. So either they don't want to tell me, or it's like it could be that like they want me to like really question what could it be? Could it be this? Could it be that?
Or do you think that whatever fate is, there is kinds in that form of fate too?
I think so. I think I think this type of fae could go by various type of names, and that's why it's not specifying,
Yeah,
right? And
right.
then I got curious. I said, "Is it a tomte?" I got a yes. I said, "Is it a gnome?" I got a yes. I said, "Okay, could you be a brownie?" I got a yes. Like it's a domovoy. I get yes. So like this is the conclusion I got to is it could go by various different
Any of those
titles.
names. Yeah,
So I'm
because
like,
they
okay.
okay, I'm on board with that. Rochelle says, perhaps try a bigger bowl to see, but even if it is the dryness and evaporation, perhaps it's still helping the Fae acclimate to the wintertime.
It could be. Very much could be. I normally have these little, I showed them last time, little teacups. I
Hmm.
have one in my bay window, one in my witchy room, one in my kitchen. They're all just phew, gone. You know what? There's three, whatever,
And you
you
have
know, and
three
there's three
cups.
cups.
Yeah, yeah.
I just realized that. It's very
Rochelle
interesting.
says, you have a gang of Fae hanging out at your place.
Great. No, I'm happy about it, honestly.
You
And
invited them in, right?
I did. I did.
There you go. There you go.
And the cards I pulled, which I'm excited about. So, let me put them in the right order that I pulled them. So, we have the Four of Candles. Okay. This
Okay.
is from the Yuletide Tarot. So, basically the Four of Wands.
Okay.
And I'm feeling like, okay, we're here to sell. I didn't pull specific questions. I just pulled intuitively, I guess. I don't know. I didn't have
Right.
a
Right.
spread. I didn't ask a specific question. I just wanted to lay the cards out and piece the story together. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So we have celebration here. And then we have the Six of Gifts, which is like the Six of Pentacles.
Okay.
Okay. So there's some sort of exchange going on.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Rochelle says they're all just chilling out at Star's house. I love it. And Draven says Star caused the trouble.
I always do cause the trouble, Draven. You know that. You know that.
So some
And then,
kind of gift.
okay, and then we have the Ace of Wands, or the
Mm.
Ace of Candles in this deck. So I'm kind of feeling like some sort of like doing something new here. I don't. What do you guys think? How would
That's
you?
a lot of fire energy there.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. Um,
Are you lighting candles too? Like,
yes.
is that something you've been doing?
Yep. I am putting like an electric tea light with each of my teacups.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and you got
So,
all these candles in the cards too.
right.
Wait, how many candles are in the cards? So you've got the ace of candles, right?
Yep.
So that's
Yep.
one,
And then we have the four of candles,
which makes it five.
five. And then we have the six of pentacles. So that's
Okay.
or the six of freaking six of gifts. Yeah, pentacles. So,
Interesting.
yeah. Like how would you guys interpret this? What
I
do
don't know.
you
For me,
think?
like the candles stand out, which is why I asked about
Right.
if you were putting candles out. And you said there was three, but did you go beyond three when you
No.
were asking, or did you stop there?
I stopped at 3. I didn't go further. Oh God.
Because now I kind of wonder if maybe there's five of them instead of three of them, just
I
three of
got
them.
overwhelmed at the number 3 and it was just like, what is going on here? I didn't go
Draven
beyond
says
3.
Draven says the reciprocal gift cycle and something is growing in the background that's going to bloom. And
Oh,
Rochelle says a gift of celebration.
I like that.
Yeah, especially since we're coming up to, Yule and actual Christmas time. Yeah.
They're here to party.
You'll F around and find out with them.
Yeah. I definitely want to pull more cards at some point and like know more. Like I want to know more, you know? I do have my little like Tomte representations. I know they normally folklorically they wear gray or brown and red hats, but you know what? They're festive,
They are festive.
you know.
They
But
are
I
festive.
did research on the Tomte because I've been really curious. They did not used to look gnomish and cute.
Yeah.
They
Yep.
had a very demonic appearance, um, kind of goblin-esque.
Yeah. Yep.
I looked at like an old imagery of it, and I'm like, oh, that's terrifying. um, and they would normally help farmers.
hmm
So like, if it is a tomte, like which I'm leaning towards, like that's what my intuition is pulling towards, but like they don't want to specify what they are, you know? So
It could
um
be that you're just building trust.
right, right.
Rochelle says those are so cute and they are partying right along with you.
I love it. um I don't know, like I think they're here for the good vibes, the cheer, the good stuff this time of year. Um, but it's interesting that on the winter solstice they would help with the farm.
Mhm.
They particularly like horses. I don't have
Oh,
horses, but
I do.
oh, you have horses?
I do. I have two horses.
I didn't know you had horses. I knew you had sheep and
No, I
cats.
have goats and cats. No sheep.
You know what
Sheep out
though?
here is scary. Sheep out here is scary because if the sheep lay down in the snow area or whatever and it
Yeah.
freezes overnight, they freeze to the ground. Yeah,
Oh my God.
I would never have sheep out here in Wyoming. No way. I know people who do, but that's how I learned these stories. That's how we found out we had
Oh,
more sheep. So we
That's
have goats
horrifying.
and chickens and cats and horses.
I love that.
Draven says, could it be a brownie? And
I
he
don't.
says, two sides of the same coin, every kind of image has a dark half.
Mhm. Mhm. Honestly, the tomte like animals, right? How I did mention horses. Now, if you know, um, recently, like the 1800s, 1900s, there was like a story written about corgis and how they were battle mounts for the Fae.
Yeah. Oh,
You know
hey,
what I
look at
mean?
that. Hey, look at
And
that. They're little mounts for the Tomty.
they could be their little mounts. I don't know. So, Draven mentioned brownies. You work with brownies.
I do. I do work with brownies. I have a question though, because like along the lines, he says, could it be a brownie? And you said that you did ask the pendulum, and it said, brownie, yes, right?
Yeah, it said
So,
it was going yes to all the different type of household fae.
right.
So,
So it could be that you have a number of all of them kind of mixed together. Like it's not just one or the other, and they're just playing. They're just having a good old time.
see, I want to know, like, does it go by any of these names, or are there a variety of these things here?
I don't know. Like
I don't know.
that's up for interpretation because if you think about it in a wider scope, right? Like bigger scope, what I see as a brownie, somebody in Iceland sees as something else. Or
Right,
somebody in the British Isles might see as something else. There's like they kind of intermix and then don't at the same time. So
right,
you really have to rely heavily on your own interactions, your own personal gnosis with them, your gut feelings, the way that things are going. I don't
right.
think that you can just label them. As I've talked about before on my channel,
Mhm,
categorizing them is an extremely difficult task. People continue to try to, okay,
mhm.
but they don't fall easily category. And that maybe that's why you're getting what you're getting.
That could be.
Let's see. We got some stuff here. Draven says, I'm pretty sure to you, Star, she has two fairy horses. Um, and then Rochelle says, that's what I meant. She has a gang of fae there, because we were talking about more than three. And
Yeah.
then she says, they're coming to be festive with you. And then Draven says, Star literally has a full party of the kind folk. You're going to have to tell us what it's like on Yule, man.
I know. I'm nervous and excited, like I don't know.
You'll have to see if you want to put any whiskey out for them because I hear that they like beer and stuff too.
I do not I have tequila. That's what I
I don't
have.
know.
That's
I
all
don't
I
know.
got.
Pour out some tequila and see what happens.
I don't have whiskey. I don't have beer. I don't really drink. So, yeah.
I don't either. I don't drink. I very rarely drink.
Mhm. I
Yeah.
used
So,
to. I'm getting too old for it. I don't feel good when
right?
I drink now.
That's what happens to me too. That's what happens to me too. I'm right there with you. So, if it's a brownie for you, like if you if you have a multitude there, okay? And this
Yeah.
is going to fall into kind of like our personal gnosis and kind of how we work with things, even though I know we're going to be talking about that later. But how do you know which one it is for you? Like, what tells you that it's a brownie or that it's a tomte or that it's specifically a gnome or that it's a sylph? What tells you that?
I guess the energy I feel, and why, like, I don't know, like, what, I don't know. um, like, when I notice my gnomes outside, like, I know, it's just a knowing. So, this is a whole new thing here. So, I don't know. Like, I feel lost, honestly, right now. Like,
So that's an interesting concept in itself, too, because
yeah.
that confusion, that lost feeling, right, is uncategorized.
Mhm.
It's not set on one specific thing, which also lends to the fact that you have probably more than just tomte playing.
It's overwhelming. It really is. And I don't like being confused like this. Like I
Is
want
it
to
a
know that
new
they're
energy for you? Like, are you noticing a difference between new energy and old energies?
um it feels very new. It feels very new. Um it feels different than just gnome. You know what I mean? There's something very homey about this. Like
Okay.
it doesn't feel pure nature. It feels more home based.
Okay.
And that's the only thing I have to go off of. Like it's still very new, something that I've been exploring, and I don't know why. I just feel called I'm obsessed with these Tomty right now.
That's okay. That's cool. That's your
And
inspiration. That's them drawing you to them, I think.
I'm just like, why? What
You'll
are
find
spirits
out
are
over
kind of
time.
guiding that, you know what I mean?
You'll find out over time. So we've got some comments. Rochelle says you can make a deck of different Fae kind and find out, or pull out a Fae oracle that has different kinds of Fae in it. Draven said, could you get clarity through your trusted spirits? Rochelle says you could make a pendulum board with the different kinds of Fae on it too, since you like using the pendulum.
You know what? You know what, I told Summer, I told you about this last time we talked when we were kind of planning out the outline and all of it for this. I want to make, instead of like a spirit board, right? Like, I want to make not a Ouija board, but a Fae board. I want to get like this wood slice, and you mentioned to me, like, I don't know how I would get the images on there. Um, I have no clue. But like I want a fairy star in the middle, and then I
Hmm.
want like the words and numbers on the outside. I don't I don't know how I'm going to do this, but
Maybe they'll inspire you over this Yule season.
maybe that's something I want to do. Like I for me like a pendulum on a pendulum board is hard because I can't see specifically where that like what letter or number it would be
Yeah.
swinging to. You know what I
Right.
mean? Um, so that would be hard. But if I have like a planchette and could feel like and then see where like I could really see where it's going.
Yeah.
Um, it would be more specific. And Ouija boards do not scare me. So
Rochelle says you could wood burn the different symbols. Draven says that sounds like it would be a great tool for you, Star, something that
yeah,
you would connect to at a deep level.
right, right.
Yeah.
I do not trust my blind ass with burning, but if I could commission someone to do it, that would
Right?
be great. um, I don't know. I want it to be very fey. You know what I mean?
You'll figure it out. Like they will inspire
Yeah,
you. From
yeah,
based off my own personal experiences, if that's something that they want you to have to connect with them, to understand, to do whatever it is that you're being drawn to do right now, if that's something they want, they're gonna find a way for you to do it because that's just the
yeah,
way it is.
definitely.
It's just the way
So,
it is.
how did you know when you had a brownie in your house? What what kind of told you?
So it wasn't my gut. Okay, I can tell you that much.
Okay, okay,
It was I create things out of clay.
uh-huh,
That's what happens. I create things out of clay and I created a brownie and then that's what happened.
okay.
I just started
So,
making something. I didn't know what I was making. I started with a face, and just started making a face and putting it all together and stuff like that. And then pretty soon it was a smaller version of my dolls. It's
yeah,
she's up here, but smaller version. And then she just happened. Like I can't draw. Okay, I cannot draw, guys. Can't draw. I can barely paint. So whatever comes out it's literally just inspired to come out because I don't have a preset plan in my head. I just start working and then whatever comes out comes out. And
you
she came out.
do you
So
think that she guided you to make her
Absolutely. I am a full believer, like Brian Proud said. I'm gonna grab her really quick. Oh, sorry. I sit on the floor, guys. Um, like Brian Proud says, he does not pre-plan either. They
Hmm.
come to him wanting to be seen, and he tries his best to do what he can to draw whatever they're showing him. So that's kind of how it works.
She is so cute.
So, and she's small. Like she's the size of my head.
I don't know why I remember her being bigger.
She's never been bigger. No,
Wow. I'm
no,
imagining her as like, I don't know
no,
why.
no. I've done a lot of bigger dolls and I've showed them on my channel and stuff like that, but
Hmm.
she's not one of them. And I was supposed to sell her. She was supposed to be sold at market and it never happened and she stayed.
Well, she wanted to
Uh,
be with you.
Yeah, she's my brownie. She's my house brownie. She's been my house brownie for 3 years now.
Do you feel
So
like, um, do you feel like you made, do you feel like her like energy resides within it? Like she lives within that? Like a home, kind of? Like she can come in and out of? Like,
maybe I didn't really, honestly, I don't think of it in those terms. Like
okay.
a you're talking like a
A
vessel.
vessel, yeah,
Hold
yeah.
on just a second. We got some comments here. Um, cricket decals would help you, Star.
Oh, yeah.
Rochelle's talking about. Our inspiration reveals so much, she says, and if you are so inspired or obsessed with these certain types of fae, it is probably because they have been talking to you already,
Yeah,
which is true. Yes.
I think so.
But yes, a vessel, I mean, it could be. I don't think about it in those terms. I know there are people who do,
Right.
but for me, that is their that's her manifested form in my home.
I got
That's
you.
how I view it. Not necessarily a vessel. It is literally hers. Nothing else could be in that. It's not any vessel. It's her. That's hers.
Okay. Okay.
That I hope that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah.
Like a fairy house can do any kind of fae, right? And they can go in and out of it. But I don't
Right.
her as a being. That's just her. That's her in my home.
I
She
got you.
might be something else in somebody else's home, but for my home, that's her in my home.
Okay. That makes sense. I get it. Um, so, you work with Brownie all year, right?
Yes.
Like the whole so how does that shift during the winter?
For my
Does it?
brownie, it doesn't shift. It's all
Okay.
just a continuation, a cycle. She doesn't ever really go dormant. She doesn't ever
Mhm.
go big and bold either. So it's not like she's overactive in the summertime and more restful in the wintertime. She's a very steady being in my home. It's very steady. The only
Okay.
time I get anything that's not steady is when I'm not keeping up my side of the bargain, okay?
Okay. Why didn't I do that this whole time?
um,
Okay.
do
That
what?
looks better.
What have we done?
Oh, the display. I switched it.
Okay.
Yeah, it,
I
it
don't
was
get to
like
see
that,
that.
and then I changed it. I
I
didn't
see it
know.
now.
I didn't see that until now, and I feel stupid.
You're fine. You're
So,
good. Rochelle says, think about how we enchant our jewelry or voodoo dolls or skull crystals or skull candles. I do believe they can house the spirit for sure. So vessels, yeah, totally. Vessels are a
yeah.
thing. Do you have a vessel for your
No,
faith? No.
no, not at all. It's not something I felt called to do. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
They're around, and I feel like they don't need a vessel. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Um, I'm not opposed to a being having one, but um, no, they're around. I have representations, of course,
right.
but and I have little homes for them if they want to go in and out, but I wouldn't say it's a vessel that specifically ties them to it.
Oh,
Like
okay.
I
Yeah,
haven't I would never like intentionally.
See, that's an interesting concept right there, what you're talking about, where you're talking about them being tied, okay, like
Yeah,
bonded, right,
right,
to something.
right.
I don't feel like she's bonded to that
Mhm.
specifically because I don't
Right.
feel like that's her only form.
Yeah,
Does that make sense? Like
it
she
does.
has many, I know that she has many forms. Like I just know that instinctively. That's just the form she has in my house.
Right. Yeah. That makes total sense. Um,
Draven says Summer made a spirit house. Kind of. And he says,
kind of,
might be an
yeah.
idea though in the future. You can always ask about having a vessel, I think is what he's talking about.
Mhm. Yeah. I have fairy houses around, like
Yeah.
that's the closest to vessel it gets. It's just a little refuge.
Yeah,
That's
like a
about it.
resting place on their way or while they're
Yeah.
here, whatever. Yeah, we've talked about that before.
I
So,
have them
I mean,
indoors, I have them
yeah,
outdoors. So,
exactly. That's what I have too. I have them indoors and outdoors and all different kinds too.
mhm.
All different kinds.
Recently I just got this wicker acorn with like a little door on it.
Mm.
It is so cute. I'm trying to figure out where to put it. It's on my altar right now, but I don't want it to live
Stay
there.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I
Hmm.
don't know.
They will tell you if you have
Yeah.
new fae and you have a new house for a fae too. That's interesting. Like it's all
Yeah.
coinciding together a little bit here.
I've been kind of feeling to put it in like the archway over there because I have like
Okay.
lights. I want to put it in
Yeah.
a liminal place too, like
Right. Yeah.
a threshold. So I feel like it's gonna end up going there.
Do you feel your windows are liminal thresholds too? Is that why you put your offerings and stuff
Oh
there? Is
yeah.
because of that threshold feel?
Because it's an in and out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's in between inside and outside, and it's like a portal. All it is thin
Right.
glass in between.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
yeah, definitely.
So you've been
So
researching Comte, right?
yeah, I
And
have. I
I
have.
have been researching the hidden folk.
Oh, the
Yeah.
Hudden folk? Who
Yeah.
didn't? Okay.
That I don't know how you pronounce it, but the English version is hidden. And
Okay.
it's like Hoodin or Hoodna or something like that.
Yeah.
It's Icelandic. I was right when I was talking to you previously about it. It's like an Iceland thing.
Mhm.
Um, but they are a very unique kind of fae. They have other fae there, but the hidden folk are the ones that have a lot of lore around them and stuff like that. And the fae there in Iceland often provide a like well-dressed, nice-looking person in the front, but their backs are completely hollow.
That's
Yeah,
scary.
right? And the only reason why I started researching the Hidden Folk is because I was reading that Emily Wilde series. The very
Uh-huh.
first book, that's what Emily does in that first book is she is in another place researching the hidden folk that people don't believe exist. Uh-oh.
What happened?
Okay. I don't know. My phone was doing something weird. I have a new
Oh.
phone. Anyway, so she was researching these fae because people didn't think that they were really that there in that place. And so she went there to do all the research for it and you find out all about these hidden folk. And I was like, what is this? And why haven't I heard about it? So then I started researching it. So I've been actually researching it for a couple of years now. And I only know a little bit of the lore just because I haven't like dove fully into it because it's a little scary. Okay. Like you said, the hollow back thing is a little scary. It's the idea that they're hollow though, that the fae of that, the hidden folk of that are not human. That's the whole point. They don't have human aspects. They can show
Mhm.
you a human aspect, but they don't embody any human aspect at all. And I was like, dude,
Do you think that's why they're hollow in the back? Because
they
there's
don't have
no.
humanity.
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that. They just go off with what they go off of, and they are a little bit scary, but they're a winter fae. They're very much a winter fae, and I don't want to work with them. Okay, I'm gonna say that right now. Okay, boundary. Hello, we do boundaries here. That is not something I want to work with. I have no desire to work with it, but I like learning about them, and that's the important part for me. We've got some things going on here. Draven says Star has the fairy inn set up. They can come and go. Maybe right now each house is occupied and spending the time with you. So it could be several different types. And he said,
Yeah.
yeah, the hold folk, Huldfolk. Yeah, he's got it. He's got it there. But
Okay.
yeah, so
There we
is
go.
it okay? Got it?
I just I brought up YouTube so I could see it on my
Oh,
end,
so you can see
cause
the comments.
yeah, it's driving me
Yeah.
nuts not having them
It's all good.
on.
Karina says, I made a small altar with stones and mussel shells I found, but I put it in a silver plate. Maybe they don't like that. Karina, is there a reason you think they don't like
I
that?
was right about to ask the same thing.
Like, what makes you think they don't like that? That would be my question. So, yeah, while we're waiting for her to reply. Um, so I don't want to work with them, but I do enjoy learning about them and the different aspects, especially if I'm reading a series about them. And
Mhm.
Heather Fawcett writes that series, and she sticks pretty close to the folklore. She's really good about sticking to the folklore of the Fae, which is why I really enjoy her books. They're really good fiction books, and they have all sorts of Fae in them, so I'm all on board with that.
Now, what makes the hidden or hidden folk scary to you?
The hollow,
The
that
hollow
makes it
bit?
scary to me. Like, maybe it's the idea for me, like I've always had trouble with things like shadows and shadow people and things that aren't completely substantial, which you would think is weird because I work with the Fae and they're not completely substantial.
Right. Right.
Contradiction. Sorry. But there are these fears there, and I think that that plays into some of those fears is this idea that something isn't human, right?
Mhm.
Like if we tend to put human aspects on the Fae. We think they're like us and we put our emotions on them and our categories on them and all of our things on them. But when I was researching the Hidden Folk, it's like a really stark contrast that they're not human. They're not there's humanity is not there for them. That's not something that exists, and hence the hollowness, because they're not a full human being. They can only present as creepy. I'm sorry, but
Well, like,
creepy.
here's my a lot of
Like wearing a mask and only ever like this one form of no. Mm-mm.
would you consider any fae, any human at all?
No,
No.
no.
Right.
But they're scarier because it's like more upfront for me. You know what I mean? You think
Mhm.
brownie and you're like, oh, cute, sweet, a little mischievous, might turn into something, a little bit less nice, depending. But then you look at like hidden folk and there's nothing in the back and they're presenting some weird thing in the front. Little creepy.
Hmm.
Little creepy. No, there's something for me to work out there, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, like
Karina hasn't responded yet, but we can keep going forward until she does.
so that hollowness it makes you uncomfortable.
Yes, extremely uncomfortable.
Interesting.
It's like a horror flick. I don't want to.
Karina.
Karina says, I think they like it. I put moon water in there. Okay, so yeah, so just keep
Okay.
doing. I mean, if it feels right, go for it.
Yeah, if you feel like they like it, then that's probably you're on the right track, I would say. Like
Exactly.
the feeling you get. If you get a bad feeling, I would definitely look into things. But if you have a good feeling from it,
Just run with it then. Just keep doing
yeah,
what you're doing.
yeah.
It's building
So,
trust. That's what you're doing, is you're just building trust.
right, right. I wanted to ask you, Summer, like with the Hidden Folk, are they there's some Fae that like are really not nice towards humans, right? So within the
Mhm.
folklore that you found, have you found that like there's a reason you're scared of them? Like,
Not specifically. I know they're not nice Fae particularly, which is why I would never wanna work with them in a
right,
general sense.
right.
Um, but, the folklore around that type of stuff, the old folklore there, like, even the old folklore and Celtic stuff and whatnot, it's a lot scarier than what's presented in modern day
Right.
working, right? You hear
Right.
that a lot, people start talking about how fairies aren't so pretty and they aren't so this and they don't have little bitty wings and they don't have all these things, right?
Mhm.
It's not it's not the same. They haven't transitioned over there into these pretty sparkly things that the US and other places have. And so their lore, people very much believe in this lore and that if you're out after dark, you will get caught up with these fae. It will happen.
And that's why they felt like the winter solstice especially is like
Yeah.
so dangerous,
Yeah, they would
right?
never ever ever be out on the longest night of the year. Never be
Right.
outside on the longest night of the year because the hidden folk would be there.
Right. They had like protective measures too. I was looking into like they would have like two strands of straw they would put in a cross on
Oh
winter
yeah, there's
solstice
all sorts
night.
of stuff that people do
Yeah,
for protection. Yep. A
right,
lot of it is like offering based. You stick certain things outside so they don't come inside, as we've talked about
right.
before during Samhain with the wild hunt and whatnot. Which the wild
Hmm.
hunt is way more prevalent at this time of year
Yes,
than it
very
is
much
during
so.
Samhain, which we kind of learned, didn't we?
Yes.
Are you still very much into the wild hunt?
That kind of died down for me.
Did it? Did it?
Yeah. I don't know.
Well,
I was
did it
I was
die down because it wasn't Samhain related?
maybe
Hmm.
makes you wonder. So like, I would consider Samhain the start of the wild hunt, and then it goes all the way past Yule to like the new year. You know
Hmm.
what I mean? Like to me it's
It's a whole
around,
season.
yeah, very
Yeah.
much. Very much.
Just the darker part of the season. I could see that.
Yeah. Um I don't know, I was interested and then I'm like, okay, I'm good. And then I don't
Yeah,
know,
you decided you didn't wanna F around and find out with them for some
no, I will
reason.
not. No, I will
You're
not.
like,
I
"I
don't
don't
like
wanna F
that.
around and find out with any of the hidden folk either. No, thank you. N Not my cup of tea."
So you were saying that they're a not nice fae.
Yeah.
What makes them not nice? Oh, something from Rochelle too.
She says, "In many cases, the worship of anything was or can be fear-based. Worship so you gain favor rather than punishment from the gods." Yes. I
Yep.
don't think the people there, worship the fae. They do believe, but they don't call them fairies. They really don't.
Mhm.
They even have, like this really scary witch that steals children during Christmas.
Gryla, right?
Yeah, and she's
Mhm.
got kids, 13 lads or something, or 12 lads, and this kind of plays into a lot of that folklore and fae tradition stuff that they have that they believe in,
Mhm.
and these lads, they would there'd be one lad that came every single night for 12 for the all of Yule or whatever, the 12 days of Yule,
Uh-huh.
and so it didn't used to be that they left presents for the kids or whatever and shoes and whatnot. They used to be more mischief makers, creating havoc rather than leaving presents. So I found that all really interesting, but I haven't looked so far into it to find anything super specific.
Um, what makes the Hood folk uh not nice?
They steal people. They take things just like any other fae. It's just the same concepts.
Okay.
It's they put on a presentation to make you think they're human so that you'll go with them.
Ooh, I don't like that.
See? See?
I don't like that.
Right?
Um, my echo's
Draven
going off.
says the wild hunt could be something you feel strongly when it starts and then will taper off. So that could be something for you.
It could be. I feel like for everyone it could be different. You know what I mean? Because, I'm sure some people feel it more at Yule because it's very much, there's a lot in the lore about the winter solstice, but like,
Mhm.
I feel like it could be different for everyone, you know?
We all
I don't
experience
know.
things in a different way.
Yeah,
Draven says 12 lads, 12 days of Yule, 12 apostles, all Christian, which there's probably a lot to that. I
I'm
don't really,
sure.
I don't really worry about it.
Yeah.
I really don't.
Um,
I just like looking up the lore, and I like looking up and understanding, I guess, what types of fae and what kinds of things that those people believe in about fae. I find that
right.
fascinating.
It is. It's interesting, regardless. You know what I mean? Um, Regardless Christianity or not, I feel
Yeah.
like it's all very interesting. And the time periods thing, like even if that did happen around the Christian, like it's just modern folklore. More not modern, but I don't know. Like I don't even know what I'm trying to say. I didn't sleep well, and my brain is just not on today, but
That's fine. That's fine. You're good.
I'm just like spaced out today. I don't know what's going on. Like I woke up at 5 in the morning or no, I got out of bed at 5 in the morning. I was laying in bed till like I went to bed at 9, woke up at 2, laid there till 5, got up, went back to sleep.
Ugh.
I'm up again. Ah,
My
like
cat's been keeping me up. She is not happy with the dog.
not happy. I'm sure. I'm sure.
Draven
She'll
says
adjust.
he loves digging deeper into the onion to find origins.
Oh
Rochelle
yeah.
says, yes, I think you're onto something there, Draven. I find many legends from different cultures take the same origin stories and put their own spins on them. Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
And then Draven said, you were working on the show for a long while last night, Star.
Yes. Yeah, I was talking to Draven in between, getting everything up, like modding the thumbnail a little bit, the
Mhm.
description, all that. Draven was hanging out with me while I was doing that, so I had company. So it was
Good.
nice.
Good.
Chat back and forth. Um, so just looking at our little list here.
I think we only have a couple things left,
Yeah, and
and
it
that
is
moves into
for
our practice, I think.
right, which a lot of your practice you're getting into on your Patreon.
I am.
Her
I do
link's
a
in the
little more on my
description.
Patreon. Thank you. No, so first, we talked about talking a little bit about how things differ for us from now from back when we first started, right?
Yeah,
We're coming up on the end of the year, we're coming up on a seasonal change and all this stuff. So me and Star were thinking we could talk to you a little bit about what we used to do versus what we do now. And I think that it would be a really interesting way to see how our practice has evolved. And for me, I used to be just like do all the things that somebody told me. They're like, "Oh, put this out for the fae, do this for the fae, do that for the fae." And so I'm like putting all this stuff out. There's like no rhyme, no reason. I'm just like, "Oh, this person said to do that, so I'm going to do this." Because I didn't understand the concept of creating your own relationship with them. Like the books don't say that. They say that, but they don't say that. Like there's no, they say put an offering out to encourage them to be there or to do this or to do that. But then you don't know until you know. That's the hard part.
yeah,
That's where that personal gnosis comes in, and that's where it's really hard. And so over the course of the years since I first started, and Star, she was telling me, she's like, I followed you since your channel first started.
I
And back
did,
then,
yeah.
yeah, back then I was looking at Wicca. And my husband was telling me not to sacrifice a goat in the middle of the living room. So
It's
I've come a long way.
interesting.
You know, I
Yeah,
think we have too. Our practice, our spiritual practice evolves as we learn, as we grow, as we try different things. But I think I had to try all those things that people told me, so I knew what not to do. Does that make sense?
right, it does.
Like do all the things that I shouldn't do so I can figure out what to do. And then you kind of just go from there. It's the idea of you have to fail in order to succeed.
You have to find what works for you,
Mhm. Yep,
and
exactly.
I feel like it's okay to go off of what someone says in the beginning.
Yeah,
Like
absolutely.
if you haven't developed these core concepts for yourself and what works for you, how are
You
you
just gotta
gonna
try.
yeah, right. There's nothing wrong with it. There's
No,
nothing
no,
wrong with
absolutely not.
winging it and see what happens, but there's also nothing wrong with getting inspiration from someone and trying that yourself, you
Yeah.
know? Not at all. Nothing wrong with that. Like, I started that way, you know?
And I
Um,
think that's how it works. You have this idea, right? This thing, this
right,
calling, right? And so you start looking into it, and then pretty soon you're doing things, and then pretty soon you find out you may not want to do some of those things, and then you try other things, and then your practice evolves that way. So a
right,
fairy practice evolves just the same way as a witch practice, like your practice does, or like somebody else's practice does. It's just trial and error
right.
until I figure out what I
Exactly.
like. So the things I used to do then, which was like putting out all different kinds of offerings. Like I tried all different kinds of offerings. I would offer trinkets, I would offer glitter, whatever people said I was putting out there, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
But over time, um, city between the city life and the country life, it changed too. So that was a
Right.
big change for me in my practice as well. And so it moved into what it is now, where I have an agreement. I've created an agreement. I've built trust. And I didn't have that previously. It took time for me to build trust. It wasn't just there. And I think
Right.
as that trust built is how a lot of my current practice has evolved now, is because I was able to build that trust and listen.
Right.
And it's
Right.
really, really hard to listen. Okay. It's very hard to listen. Draven says, everyone I know has evolved in their practices, has evolved so much. I know that mine has. I'm just now integrating experiences I had 5 years ago. I just know how the tools and the sounding boards hmm, to pull.
There you go, Draven.
Oh, to pull it all
Sometimes
together. He had another comment.
sometimes stuff just like, over the years, like it settles. It takes time to
Yeah.
settle. There's nothing wrong with that at all. At all.
It's like over time, you build up your tools, you build up all the things. Your
Right.
knowledge, your tools, you just get it all over time and then you can apply it. I
Right.
started YouTube in what, 2019 is what we decided that it was? I
There you
can't remember
go.
now. I think it was 2019. So 6 years now? 6 years?
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be 6 years in February. So that's kinda crazy. It is kinda crazy. And over that 6 years, that's how I've built things, just like you, Draven, so 5 years ago, you're applying things, and there's things from 6 years ago that I still use,
Right.
absolutely still use. My very first fairy wand I made with the Fairy Craft book by Emily Carding, I still have that and use that.
I love that.
So, I mean, you learn as you go, but I think now my practice is simpler than it used to be.
Yeah. I would agree with that. Like I used to be very, very ceremonial in the way that I do things. I haven't done that in a long time. Like the simpler things are, the more likely I am to do them. You know? I don't have the time or energy for all that elaborate stuff as much anymore. Like sometimes I'll do it. It's rare. It's rare. I just keep it simple now.
Rochelle says, I started making videos again in 2018, although I made my first video in 2013. Wow, not me.
Wow.
I think I was watching YouTube at that time, but I wasn't making videos. No way.
Right.
Draven said, it's weird. I've been making content for 3 years and it doesn't feel like it. Well, yeah, 3 years.
Well, yeah, you gotta do it more, Draven. Do more content and it'll feel like it. Trust me. Trust me. I'm calling you out. Get to making those videos. um, yeah, like,
He says, you've moved to simpler, more intuitive work over time, Star.
yep,
Yeah, and I think that's what happens. That's what happens. I think the ceremonial stuff has a time and place.
right, right.
I think it has a time and place. I don't think it should be for every single thing that I do.
Mhm.
So I'm there with you. So
Yeah.
now I'm very basic. I make my bread every month, for offering or peanut butter cookies. I have my lavender sugar stuff that I provide. I have my moon water that I put out, though I need to make new moon water. And then for Yule, I do a Yule log. That's that's my big things. That's pretty much my big things. And then all the little stuff for my practice is a daily just acknowledgement, use of my time, spend my energy as we've talked about before because all of that is offering as well.
Mhm. It is.
Rochelle says,
Go
I
check
watched
out.
the witchy community for many years before I ever even commented, maybe like 5 years. Wow.
Same, same. I was a lurker. Yeah. It's
I lurk,
interesting.
but
That's
not
a whole
there.
nother thing. Though it changed over the witchy community, man. It changed a lot, but that's a whole nother thing.
It is. It is.
It is. It's crazy. It's just crazy to like look back and see how things are different,
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
practice and everything. Wow. I love it.
Draven
Um,
says 6 videos in 2 months. I'm doing good now.
yeah, keep at it then. Stay consistent. That's okay. Just a friend calling you out. um, yeah, but
So
it's
what for you, what is a big change? One big change from when you first started working with the Fae to now.
with the
Not your witchy
Fae,
practice, but the Fae
the
specifically.
Fae specifically. Um, this year in particular, I've worked with them more than I ever have. Honestly, you know, it's been more of a commitment this year than it has in the past, and I want to thank your finding the Fae tag for that. Like, and another thing that changed is like knowing that I have house Fae. Like, it's mainly been like strictly outdoor gnomes, like
Mhm.
working with them in my garden and on my land. But like I'm in this whole new situation now this year, you know, trying to explore this relationship with these household beings, you know, like it's a whole new territory. I feel like a beginner, and it's exciting. Like I miss that beginner rush of like, oh,
Oh,
something new.
yeah.
And
Mhm.
I have that, I feel like the
That
Ace of
Ace of
Wands,
Wands
it's something
energy.
new
Yeah.
to, you know, um and it's to me, I feel like it's one thing to acknowledge the Fae, which is something I've done for a very long time, acknowledge them. Over time, I started putting offerings out to them. And now, like, I want to take things a step further. I told you, like, I want to go deeper. Um, it's just like, I need to commit to going deeper. You know what I mean? And the podcast has helped with that because now I'm looking into lore, the actual
Mhm.
lore. Before, it was mainly just my experience, okay,
Mhm.
and not actually looking into the folkloric stuff, which I'm starting. You know what I mean? I don't know. Like the books about the Fae, like I would just go with like basic beginner books on Fae, whatever basic stuff telling me stuff I already knew. Like
Yeah.
I found myself like, why am I reading this?
Yeah,
What's the
you're reading
point
the
of
same
this?
stuff over and over and over again, and what are you getting out of it?
Nothing. I was getting nothing and it felt dry and stale. Like, okay, is this all there is to it?
It's
And
like
then
surface
you're like,
level.
oh
That's what
yeah,
I felt.
Yates
Yeah.
and all these authors I never heard of that are, and I'm starting to unpack all this stuff. I'm like, what? It's new, it's exciting. And I need to like start following that Ace of Wands and start putting what I'm learning into some sort of practice.
Yeah,
And
put it into
y'all,
practice.
yeah, I know I need to. My energy has been so depleted. It's hard. Like how do you find the energy when you don't have it?
Yes.
You
That
know,
is
that's
that is real
that's
too.
been
That
hard.
is very real.
I am hardcore fighting off burnout right now. I'm not going to lie. I am
Rochelle has to go,
burnt
so
out.
bye, Rochelle. Have fun.
We've went way over time
We
too. It
have
is
gone over time.
4:15.
Draven's teasing
Um,
you about being mean to him.
yeah, sorry, Draven. but
I don't think she's that sorry.
I'm not sorry, not sorry. Thank you for coming, Rochelle. Oh my gosh, but yeah, like I don't know, burnout, man. Just life. It's not practice, it's life, and then content. But
Yeah. You have to balance it all, and that's really hard to do.
it
There,
is.
you get to a point, like, we're at different me and you, we're at different points in our lives,
Yeah, yeah,
and that makes a big difference. Whatever point you are in your life makes a big difference on what you're capable of doing and what you're not capable of doing, and we all have to find that balance as we go. Like I said, my city life and my out here life are very different, and my practice changed a great deal
hmm
when I moved out to the property, to the homestead. So
yeah,
it's
that'll do
very
that.
much life circumstances also creates part of your practice too, because you have to work around it, and you
It's
have
a
to
whole
find that
different
creative way.
lifestyle
Mhm.
you're
Yep.
adapting to.
Well, and you're not just adapting to one kind of lifestyle either, because Star, like, you do the witchy stuff too. Like,
Yeah,
you're not specifically fae focused.
right, like
Fae
you. Yeah,
is fae is a sideways for you. It's
yeah.
not a full
It's a
force.
side piece. Yeah.
This would be our short. It's a side piece.
Ah,
But
but
yeah, so
no.
so for me, it's full. Like, I do this is what I do every day. This is what I look into. This is all I do pretty much for my practice, is that I do energy work and stuff like that, but it's all within my Fae spirituality. Whereas
Right.
yours is within your witchy spirituality. So the Fae is in the witchy spirituality, whereas mine is just the Fae spirituality. So we're in different places, even spiritually. So I can understand how that burnout happens for you, because you can't concentrate on everything at once.
No. It's
It's not
hard.
possible.
I feel like I'm being torn and
Hi, Debbie.
hi Debbie.
Hi, Maple
We're
Grove
wrapping up.
7. Yeah, we're at the very end. We're just talking about our practice right now. But don't
Yeah.
worry, you guys can watch the replay.
There's lots of interesting stuff to get into with that replay. So have fun with that. But yeah, like I don't know, I'm looking forward to the change to come, you know? And do you sense changes on your horizon too? Or are
Yes,
you
mine
settled?
mine is more settling. Like, I've
Yeah,
had a lot of big changes this last year, and I'm settling now into a different kind of rhythm. It's not like super fiery energy like you're into
yeah,
currently. I
right.
have those fiery energy moments, but for my personal spiritual practice, it's kind of just, it's already going into this plateau area where it's kind of settling where I want it to be, because I've been working
hmm
on it so much. Because, like I said, I'm full time working on mine in the Fey realm, whereas you're full time in your witchy realm rather
Right,
than the Fey specific, which is why
right,
we chose to do this, is so that we could see it in a different way, right?
right.
Um, Mabel says, I understand of practicing moving around a lot to different, I guess, places, I'm assuming. Hi, Carla.
I like locations. Hi Carla, y'all are
Yeah, I
coming
think,
in and we're wrapping
yeah,
up.
we're actually going over what
We
we
all
should
we
be.
have. We have went
We
over quite a lot.
we're literally just on the tail end of talking about
Right.
how we do winter practices, which Star still hasn't told us.
Oh, you know what? Um,
Star got off on something else,
I
so
know I get
I'm
on a
gonna rein her
tangent.
in and be like, "Come on, give us a taste of your practice."
You know what? With the Fae, like my witchy practice, that's one thing, right? Like, but my practice with the Fae, it used to be just simple, very simple, just put an offering out. And it was very inconsistent. I guess the main change is in learning the lore and being like consistent. Like, I don't know, that's where my practice what I did, you know, um just a little simple offering. But now and like inviting them into my home if they wanted to. That's what I've done in the past. So it was just so simple. It was kind of I don't know, but now I'm looking for more. And that's where I'm at. You know what I mean? I hope
You're done with the surface
it ties
level.
in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Hi,
To
Tony.
hi Tony. We're heading out.
Yeah. She thought we were at 9 p.m., not 8 p.m. because
Oh
Tony's
no.
in a way different time zone than us.
Got you. Got you.
It's okay. The replay will be available. It's all good.
But yeah, I don't know. The way I practice, it was just simple offerings. You know what I mean? And acknowledgement. So,
How do you feel? Well, first, Maple Grove says, Wild Witch, I love your headband.
thank you.
But, so how for the witchy part and the fae part,
Yeah.
like, how do you integrate those during this season? Like, how does that mesh together for you for your practice?
I'm trying to figure that out now because before
Okay.
I kind of separated it in my mind, but like
Oh,
I want to meld it. You know what I mean?
okay.
Yeah. Like the way I don't know, charms, like what I don't know, my Rowan crosses that I would do on like that's one way I would kind of incorporate Fae with my witchcraft. I'm looking into how to do that
Mm.
now because to me it was
So
like,
it's evolving for you
yeah,
into that. Okay.
it's more than just like acknowledging and just a simple offering. I want to take things a step further and figure out how to integrate that into my witchcraft. I don't know what that looks like, and I'm trying to figure that out.
But you have the excitement to figure it out too.
Yeah, I
I
am
think the
excited.
hardest part about any practice is the actual practice of.
Right,
It's
right.
easy to procrastinate it, right? It's
Oh,
easy
yeah,
to say, "I don't need to do that," or put it on the back burner, or all of those things, right? But that inconsistency breaks trust. It does not build it.
right. I know.
And it's with yourself as well as the fae, right? Or your spirits or whatever you're working with.
Mhm.
You're breaking that trust with yourself and them. It's not singular.
I know.
And I think that's been the hardest part for me. Like in the city, I procrastinated a lot. I was like
Mhm.
here's an offering every once in a while. Oh, it's Samhain. I'll put out some stuff for Samhain. Oh, it's, Yule. I'll put out some stuff for Yule.
Right,
It was hard to get serious. It's hard to put it into practice.
right. I would only like offer during the Sabbaths. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
that's when I could know and remember to do it.
Right. And
And
let's be real. It's not something you just easily walk into and like, I'm gonna do this every single day.
I
Like
know.
that's not what you think about when you first start.
And now I'm starting to put water out every day. Like I
Right.
don't know where this came from. I've been consistent for a few weeks now.
Apparently it's
And
what you need to do, or else you wouldn't be. Debbie says
right,
consistency is my nemesis.
I
Yes.
feel that. But it's a commitment. It's a
Yes.
sacrifice,
It is a sacrifice. It
Yeah,
is it is an offering in and of itself as well to
yeah,
whatever you're doing.
it is. It is.
Crazy, huh?
I did have like a ritual to share with you guys, you know what I mean? But I don't know, we are running way, way, way over
We
time.
could always add it in more later. Hillary says she has to go. There's a bulldozer very close to her car.
Oh,
And she says it
geez.
was fun. So bye, Hillary. Try to
Bye,
have a good
Hillary. Thanks for stopping by.
afternoon.
But I think this is a good point to wrap it up, honestly.
I do too. Yeah.
I might incorporate that little ritual into a coming vlog that will be out
Ooh,
very, very
yeah.
soon. So,
Yeah. I'd love to see it.
yes, I've
I
been
have
working
my
on a
Yule
vlog.
log stuff instead of on my YouTube. I'm doing it on my Patreon. I already put it up today, the Yule log that I did.
Oh, good,
Heck yeah.
good. I could catch that. Awesome. So if y'all haven't, go check out Summer's Patreon. Her link is down in the description. She gets very in depth with her Fae work. So for that exclusive peek and inspiration, head on over. Sorry, I'm promoting you, but you
I
deserve it.
appreciate it. I appreciate
All
it.
right, well, thank you all so much for coming out. And Summer, thank you for doing this with me. It's always wonderful to catch up and
I agree. I love doing this every month with you. And, if you want, I'll go ahead and sign off first because it's your channel, so that your ending is there.
go
Yeah?
for it.
All right. I hope you guys have a very great day.
Stay wild and whimsical. Bye, everyone. Thanks for coming out.